It's sad but true that so many people can feel down about the size, shape, or appearance of their body. If focusing on everything wrong with your body gets in the way of you feeling positive about it, then this video is for you. Keep watching to learn how you can come to really love your body in an honest and sustainable way. Hey everyone, I'm Laura Brown from Heart and Oak Therapy, supporting better, brighter lives. We're therapists who do regular videos on mental wellness and give practical ideas and tips to make your life happier and more fulfilling. So hit the subscribe button to keep in the loop. In my therapy practice, I'm really passionate about working with people who struggle with their bodies and relationships to food. If that's something that you can relate to, you are not alone in that. In fact, it's super common for people of all genders to deal with some form of body image issue. That could look like feeling disconnected from your body in some sort of way, feeling like certain body parts are too big or too small, or that you just wish your body looked different than it presently does. These are all really complex issues, and we'll definitely look at them more closely in future videos. But in this video, I want to address the common belief that you should your way into loving your body. In other words, I'm going to be talking about the discouraging practice of straining to convince yourself that you should just love your body despite all the things in this world that make that hard. To start this off, I want to make one thing clear. This is not an abstract clinical issue for me. These are issues that are near and dear to my heart because I've lived them too. And because I have enough personal material to make a full feature documentary on my own journey through body image and food issues, I'm going to focus more on that in our next video. Otherwise, this one would be way too long. So let's talk about some practical ways that you can cultivate more genuine love and sustainable appreciation for your body. The first thing I'd like to invite you to do is to ask yourself a very important question. What does it mean to you to struggle to have your ideal body type? In other words, why is achieving your ideal body so important to you? This question is all about getting down to ground zero and really checking in with those things that make it easy to take for granted. Having an answer to this question is important because it helps you understand your body image more deeply and how your body image is a response to your experiences in this life. This helps shift the problem from being all in your head to more fully understanding the context of how and why it exists. This can also help to lessen the hold of shame. And there might not be a single solitary answer to this question for you, and that's okay. Life is complicated, and it's far more likely for there to be a bunch of intersecting reasons than just one that stands out on its own. For example, deep down, does it come from a longing to be accepted or approved of? Do you imagine that if you had the right body, you'd be more likely to be loved or included by important people in your life? The answer to this is likely to be very personal to you, so think about how this longing makes sense within the scope of your own lived experience. I've also written a blog post that complements this video nicely, so make sure to check that out on the Heart and Oak Therapy blog, which I'll link in the description. In that post, I provide some other guiding questions you can use to explore this for yourself. So, once you have your own personal understanding of why achieving your ideal body image is so important to you, it can be helpful to ask yourself the question, whose story is it that your body isn't good enough just as it is? Are you the source of that story? Or is it possible that it comes from someplace else? Is it a story that you deciphered from ways you've been treated by people in your life? Could it be a common story in our society? One you've become so accustomed to hearing that maybe you don't even remember when it first started showing up? The fact is, there is no objectively right body type to have. The very notion of an attractive body is totally contrived by our culture. Want proof? Look at the history of just about any culture from around the world. Many different global cultures have made round bodies out to be a sign of abundance and fortune at various points in history. The super skinny or the hourglass shape and the lean muscular man are very much inventions of modern Western cultures. And if we're held to those standards and told that's how we need to look in order to be accepted and good enough, it doesn't leave us many other options other than to feel inadequate. Once you're able to identify whom the story that your body isn't good enough really belongs to, it opens the door to a few other things worth considering. Perhaps most importantly, where do you stand on that issue? If you feel sad, discouraged, frustrated, or just afraid of the idea that your body isn't good enough the way it is, does that mean you're for that idea or against it? Usually people don't feel negative emotions in response to things that feel right or good to them. So if you feel down about that idea, that's probably telling where you really stand on it. My third tip on how to love your body for more than how it looks has to do with strengthening or shifting your relationship with your body. When you have a solid relationship with your body beyond its physical appearance, it becomes a lot easier to resist the story that you are unworthy unless your body looks a certain way. Your appreciation becomes genuine when you can really tune into your physical body and recognize all that it does for you. To do that, it helps to take up practices that allow you to connect with your body as a part of the person that you are. Some guiding questions you can use include, how does your body communicate its wants and needs to you? What sensations help get these messages across? And how does it feel when you take care of them? When does your body feel best? When does it feel strongest? When does it feel most relaxed? When does it feel most well? When does your body's physical appearance represent its health and wellness? Is it possible to be physically well and to carry body fat? At what point does this amount of body fat impede or support your physical wellness? I've also included a link in the description to a blog post on the Heart and Oak Therapy blog that offers more questions like these to help guide you down your own path towards strengthening your relationship with your body. Okay, now one thing I really want to stress here is that in a world that tells us we're inadequate in so many ways, having a really positive relationship with your body is more likely to be a work in progress than an end game result. And that's okay. By doing this work, you're going against the grain in a big way, and that's a challenge. And the last thing we want is to feel ashamed for not having a squeaky clean body image on top of the struggles many of us already have. That's just yet another layer of bullshit that our culture attempts to pile on top of us. The fact that you are even here listening to me talk about body image tells me just how strong you really are. Your courage to honestly consider where you are at and how you want things to be different is legit, and it's hard but important work. It can be hard to even admit that you're struggling with your body image. After all, aren't we all meant to be incredibly secure, confident, and independent people? But this work is gradual and it takes time. It's not just as simple as flicking a switch and going from day to night. By opening your eyes and ears to your own lived experience and understanding your relationship to your body in context, you can start to cultivate more and more appreciation for all the great ways that it can serve you. Now, I'd like to turn it over to you, the Heart and Oak community. What are things that help you feel appreciation for your body? Which tips that I touched on in this video resonated with you most? Be sure to let us know in the comments section. And if this video has been interesting or helpful, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button below. For more helpful videos related to mental wellness and therapy, subscribe to our channel and hit the bell notification icon to make sure you stay in the loop. Take care, and until next time, keep doing the things that help you live a better, brighter life.